Hello and welcome to the Officers Academy. So today the topic that we are going to study is fundamental rights from the subject Indian polity. Now before we proceed, let us go to the basics. From where do we study Indian polity? So we study Indian polity from two books. First is the basic NCERT book of polity. So we will refer that. But what is termed as the Bible for Indian polity? The book which is referred throughout India, that is Indian Polity by M. Lakshmikant. Okay, so we have to cover up the entire polity from M. Lakshmikant. Basically, what do we study in polity? In polity, we study the features of Constitution of India. Okay, so we have two areas in this. First is about studying the Constitution of India, and second is a feature which is called as constitutionalism. So coming back to the topic, today what we are going to study is fundamental rights. Now going to the first question of it. Why are these rights called as fundamental? So is there any difference between fundamental rights and ordinary legal rights? So answer comes out to be yes. There is a difference between your ordinary legal rights which are provided by different statutes or different laws and fundamental rights which are provided by Constitution of India. So what is our first basic difference? Fundamental rights are provided by the supreme law of land, that is, they are directly provided by the Constitution of India, and fundamental rights are guaranteed by the highest court of law in India, that is Supreme Court. Okay, so as quoted by Dr. Ambedkar, without fundamental rights, the Constitution would have been meaningless. Now why like this? Because see, any government that we elect, let it be a direct democracy, let it be a presidential form of system, let it be an indirect democracy the way we are. India is an example of indirect parliamentary democracy. Now any given government has its own set of powers. Okay. Now if the citizens, that is the ordinary people of the country, if they are not provided with a set of rights, then the democracy becomes meaningless. So in case of India, the Constitution of India provides its citizens with the fundamental rights, and these fundamental rights are guaranteed by the highest court of law, that is Supreme Court of India. So now let us begin with some basic introduction of the basic features of fundamental rights. Now where do fundamental rights exactly exist in the Constitution? So if this appears as a question, our answer will be fundamental rights exist in part 3 of the Constitution. So it begins with Article 12 up to Article 35. So this is where fundamental rights are present. Now second question is, from where are the fundamental rights inspired from, or we have borrowed it from which country's constitution? So answer comes out to be fundamental rights are borrowed from the Constitution of USA. Now in USA, fundamental rights are termed as Bill of Rights. Okay, so you have to remember one thing. USA is a country which has the most oldest constitution of the world. Next difference between USA and India, USA is considered to be the greatest democracy of the world, whereas India is the largest democracy of the world. Now, fundamental rights, that is giving these bare minimum basic rights to the people which are guaranteed by the Constitution. This is a hallmark feature of any democracy. So USA, which is the greatest democracy in the world, had its own system of Bill of Rights from which the framers or the makers of Indian Constitution got inspired, and India came with its own set of fundamental rights which are mentioned in the part 3 of Constitution. So if the question comes, the fundamental rights are borrowed from, answer will come out to be they are borrowed from the Constitution of USA. Next is, what is the aim of fundamental rights? So fundamental right aims at establishing political democracy. Now see, we have to understand them. We are not governed directly by any minister or by any member of parliament or by a member of legislative assembly. Rather, we are governed by the laws made by this representative. So that is exactly what is the aim of fundamental rights, to establish political democracy. That is, it wants to create a system or a rule of law rather than a rule of any particular men. So fundamental rights are aiming at political democracy. Now let us study the 6 types of fundamental rights. You have to remember this from exam point of view. Okay, this A stands for article. For example, if we see any other ordinary law, for example, Indian Penal Code IPC or CRPC, that is a Criminal Procedure Code. So in that there are sections like section 302, section 256. Similarly, in the Constitution of India, there are articles. So we will refer them as articles. So let us start with the first one, that is Article 14 to 18. Now what we are seeing is 6 types of fundamental rights. So Article 14 to Article 18 is termed as right to equality. So our first type of fundamental right is right to equality. Second, Article 19 to Article 22 comes under right to freedom. Next, Article 23 and Article 24. These are termed as right against exploitation. Next, Article 25 to Article 28. It guarantees right to freedom of religion. Next, Article 29 and Article 30. It guarantees cultural and educational rights. And lastly, Article 32, one of the most important, this is termed as constitutional remedies. Okay, Article 32 is also called as, I'll just write it over here, writ petition. Okay, so we have to remember it. So what we have studied is 6 types of fundamental right. Right to equality. Next, right to freedom. Third type, right against exploitation. Fourth type, right to freedom of religion. Fifth type, cultural and educational rights. Sixth type, constitutional remedies, which are also called as writ petitions. So let us get started with the important articles under right to equality. We will get started with Article 14. So Article 14 of right to equality has 2 concepts. It promises equality before law, as well as it also promises equal protection of law. Now what is the meaning and difference between this concept? We will try to understand. Let us see the first difference. This concept of equality before law. So this comes from the Constitution of UK, whereas the concept of equal protection of law, this comes from the Constitution of USA. Now let us try to understand what is the meaning of it. So now we will quickly understand what is the difference between equality before law and equal protection of law. Equality before law says that there will be an absence of special privilege on any individual in India, whereas equal protection of law promises equal subjection of law to all individuals. Okay, now let us try to understand in depth what is the meaning of it. What do we mean by this? Absence of any special privilege. What is the meaning of this? That is, every citizen of India will have the same status. मतलब ऐसा नहीं that the law will be different for the rich and the poor. Law will be different for the men and women. Law will give some special privileges to the ministers, MPs, rich businessmen. No. Everybody will be treated in the same manner by law. So this is what we mean by equality before law. Second concept is equal protection of law. What is the meaning of this? Equal subjection of law to all. That is, suppose if there are 2 individuals who have committed the same offense, that is the same mistake or the same crime, So both of them will be treated alike. So ये क्या कहता है? Equal protection of law. Like shall be treated alike. Okay. So two individuals doing the same wrong will be given the same punishment. So these are our two conditions under Article 14, that is equality before law and equal protection of law. Now the next important concept that we have to study is A.V. Dicey's concept of rule of law. Now pay attention, this concept or questions on this concept have been asked many times in the examination. So we will try to understand it thoroughly, we will try to make it easier. Now, A.V. Dicey's concept of rule of law has three parameters that we have to understand. So first we will see, पहले हम ये देखते हैं कि ये तीन parameters है क्या, we will try to understand them. First parameter says that absence of any arbitrary power. We will come to this. What is the meaning of this term? Absence of any arbitrary power. Second is equal subjection of law to all. And third is about primacy of rights. Okay, clear? Now, examination question. What question appears on this? Okay, which of the following feature we have borrowed in the Indian Constitution? So if this question appears, what will be our answer? See, we have borrowed this feature, that is absence of any arbitrary power. This is there or this is present in Indian Constitution. Second is equal subjection of law to all. Now, so just now we saw that equal subjection of law is available. So second parameter is also there. Third one, which is not available, is the third one, that is primacy of rights. So what exactly is the difference in this? We will come to that. So let us begin with it. Let us try to understand what do we mean by this term absence of any arbitrary power. So what is the meaning of this term? Nobody can be punished except for the violation of law. Okay. So any of the enforcement agency, let it be the revenue department, let it be the police force. So police cannot arrest anyone except for the violation of law. That is what we mean by absence of any arbitrary power. Okay. So nobody can be punished except for violation of law. Okay. Second concept we have already seen, equal subjection of law to all. That is, what is the bottom line of this? Like shall be treated alike. Okay, so same, if two persons or two individuals have done the same crime or same offense, they will get the same punishment. Third concept is very important, which does not exist in the Indian Constitution. What is the meaning of this term? Primacy of rights. We will see it. So now let us try to understand A.V. Dicey's concept of rule of law, the third parameter, that is primacy of rights. Now, primacy of rights does not exist in Constitution of India. So we have to remember this point very well. It is a very important point from exam point of view. But even though it does not exist, we need to know what is the meaning of primacy of rights. Let us try to understand. So A.V. Dicey कहते हैं, or this concept says that people are born with certain basic rights, which are their natural rights, and from these basic rights of people comes the or evolves the Constitution. Okay, now in India, what do we follow? We follow the exactly opposite of it. That is the concept that we have followed in the Constitution of India, or what we follow in India. Try to understand it. It is the exact opposite of this concept. What is the meaning of it? We say that first comes the Constitution. Okay, clear? Constitution, that is the supreme law of land. तो पहले ये आएगा, and from this various institutes or agencies will derive that power. That is, for example, citizens. So people will get their fundamental rights. The government agencies. Okay, government will derive their powers from constitutional. The constitutional heads, for example, president, governor of any state, prime minister, they all will derive their powers from constitution. That is, Constitution of India shall be the supreme law of land. Okay, so I hope this concept has been very clear. Primacy of rights, we have not borrowed this feature in इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. जो एवी डाइसी रूल ऑफ लॉ, इसके जो पहले के दो पैरामीटर्स थे, दैट इज एब्सेंस ऑफ एनी आर्बिटरी पावर, सेकेंड वॉज इक्वल सब्जेक्शन ऑफ लॉ टू एवरी सिटीजन. वी हैव बोरोड इट इन इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. प्राइमेसी ऑफ राइट्स, वी हैव नॉट बोरोड इट इन इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. Now that we have understood Article 14, let us to the next article, move to the next article under right to equality, that is Article 15. Now Article 15 says prohibition of discrimination. So let us try to understand that. It states that the state, what do we mean by this? State, that is government or any of the government agency. See, remember, we are not talking about private sector here.
We have sent you the app download link. Also, it is mentioned in the description section given below. So stay connected with us, never miss an important lecture. You might never know which examination you clear, and that might be a life-changing event for you. So kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel. Press on the bell icon so that whenever we update or upload any important lecture, so you might get a notification for it. If you have appreciated our quality of coaching and efforts, do like our lectures. Share this video with your friends so that even they get benefited from it.